What's up, guys? It's your boy Cam. So I've decided to put together this little, I guess, featurette for Rust, right? Because we're going in the process of shooting this music video for it at the moment. And like everything I do, I want to bring you guys as close as possible, you know, and make it a kind of behind the scenes experience. So this is officially video number one for that. So this week we've been working through the storyboard and trying to develop the actual story of the music video, which has been a pretty challenging process. Couple of things with it, like we're drawing inspiration from one of my favorite films called The Grey, and then films like, I guess, Drive, you know, the kind of car movie with, what's his name, Ryan Gosling, you know, and then even The Sixth Sense and Inception a little bit, right? Like, because, you know, me and Tyrone's helping me shoot the video. Amazing guy. Those guys play in a band as well, and I'll definitely make sure that I plug them and give them heaps of kudos and love and respect. But yeah, it's been cool putting our heads together and actually going through the process, right? So step number one has been trying to figure out the actual story that we want to portray. And there's three parts of this, right? There's obviously the song, Rust, and trying to match it to that. Then there's the actual story within the music video. And then there's kind of the story behind the music video, right? Which is this part of it, you know, actually giving you guys a kind of one-on-one real experience, if you like, of creating it. So yeah, we're coming up with this story, and we started off with this story of this guy who's processing grief in some way, shape or form, which is kind of, you know, in line with Rust and the message of Rust. If you guys, you know, most of you have heard it now. If you haven't, then there's a free download for it, or join the Supersonic experience and you can hear it. And look at behind the scenes. But Rust is about feeling really broken in life and wanting or needing a change and to break away. So the story that we've kind of mapped out, and it is a bit of a surprise, and I want to make sure that you guys see the music video first before you actually kind of watch these, you know, mini documentaries, because they're going to spoil it. But we're going for one of those M. Night Shyamalan kind of twists, right? Like The Sixth Sense, where you go through the whole movie, you don't realize Bruce Willis's character is dead. Sorry to spoil it for you guys if you haven't seen it. And then at the end, you do realize he's dead, and it changes the whole perspective of the actual movie, right? And you watch it again, and you're like, holy shit, like it all makes sense from this new paradigm, right? So we're going for something similar. We want to portray this guy who's processing grief, and we want to... Executing it's another thing, and if we do, I don't know, we might fail at this completely, but we want to try and execute a similar plot twist where it looks like this guy is going to kill himself, and there's multiple signs leading up to that. There's religious undertones, there's pendants, he's going to a church to, you know, hear his last rites from a priest, he's writing a suicide letter, and he's driving around and going to a location, and ultimately he ends up on a cliff, and then standing on the edge of that cliff, it's kind of like the twilight moment happens where we have a big reveal, right? And, you know, something to do with the letter. He might throw the letter off the cliff and then go to jump, but then he actually breaks down to his knees, and what we see is some kind of a sign that he's not processing grief in terms of wanting to die and wanting to commit suicide. He's processing a loss of someone, and we've got to try and portray that. We're thinking maybe by doing that with a stake in the ground, like a cross, but it's got to be a visual cue, and that's our big challenge at the moment, is trying to figure that out. So the letter that he's actually writing is a letter to the person that he's lost, you know, probably his partner, his wife, or whatever, and he's going to just let go and spread her ashes, or whatever it is, right? That's ultimately what we're trying to execute here. So anyway, that's where we're up to, guys, and we've got another storyboarding session this weekend and planning. We've been looking at some really cool venues. One is Powerhouse in Geelong, another is an abandoned asylum, but actually getting those venues is another thing. So I'll keep you guys updated, and yeah, keep filming and all of that, and give you guys updates from behind the scenes. So that's it from me. Peace, love, rock and roll, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Cam here. So just a bit of an update on the music video situation. This is the storyboard in its first stage. Now, you'll have to forgive my drawing skills here, but you can see how we've started to map things out. I guess the first scene that we're going for is going to be this scene of a road. Yes, that's meant to be a road. You know, out in the country somewhere in kind of rural Victoria here, with the sunset. And we want a really picturesque setting, and then for a car to actually start to zoom by. Then we're going to cut to the inside of the car here, and we're going to start to reveal our main character, which is the driver, right? So you're going to see part of him through the rearview mirror. We're going to be hinting on a couple of sort of religious things, maybe with, you know, a pendant hanging from you know, the rear view mirror there, and then some other cool stuff, right? So we're gonna move towards him starting to crank a song, and that's where Rust is gonna start to really sort of come in at the forefront of the music clip. Then we're gonna introduce me, the vocalist, right, in a band setting and scenario, right? How good is my beard? Just saying. Right, so this is kind of the process that we're working through, and then we're going to start to introduce, you know, the whole band, more of the story. Yeah, but I wanted to sort of give you guys an insight into how we're actually developing this thing and how it's looking. So that's essentially like kind of first part of what I'm working through, and then we've got some documents up here in, I guess, Google Drive. I tend to use Google Drive for everything. And you'll see Rust video clip here. And essentially what we're working through is really just everything that we need. So we've got the locations, we've got props, we've split it up into 3 main scenes, which is, I guess, the car scenes, the story scenes, and the band scenes. And then we're gonna have to shoot all of those, figure out what we need in terms of props and kind of material. And then after that, we're gonna have to start to cut it all together, right? Like, and we're, I guess, you know, filming like 3 individual parts, and then we're gonna have to cut it all in and put it to music and edit it and make it really cool. So anyway, that's a bit of an update for you guys on how the music video is progressing. So I'll keep things going, and yeah, catch you for another video soon.